So I just showed my short film to my mom and my brother, right? And these are the two people who really have, been there with me through like the entire process, besides my girlfriend. And as a filmmaker, as an artist, I don't think you're ever really gonna get used to the fact that people's reactions to your work are never gonna be what you want, right? You're always gonna be a bit disappointed. For some people, you'll be ecstatic about their reaction to whatever was being said, and others they're gonna leave you like, really? Did you have to say that? Like, yeah, I know. And unfortunately, my mom and my brother had one of those reactions where I was sort of sitting there with myself, trying to ignore what they're saying because they're trying to, you know, evaluate whatever was just put out in front of them. And I think it's coming from a good place. Like, they were telling me that they were picking out the flaws in the film because they thought that that's what I wanted to hear, right? Like, well, where can I improve it? How can I make it better? And that wasn't what I wanted, right? And I don't think, like, you're never gonna get what you want when it comes to that. You kind of just have to give it to people. And I've shown my short film to my best friends, and now my brother and my mom. I'm not gonna include my girlfriend because my girlfriend is also the producer of it, and she's seen so many iterations of it. So that's 4 people, right? And out of those 4 people, one person really, really, really liked it. That was my best friend, one of my best friends. He really, really liked it. The other 3 were like iffy about it. They were like, yeah, it's good, but it has this, and that. They could have been better, and they're always gonna focus on those things, right? Like, there's gonna be always a certain group of people that are gonna focus on the things that went terrible, that went wrong, or that just doesn't fit what their expectation of a film is, or a more skilled, experienced filmmaker or artist or musician would do this instead of that, right? And they're never gonna understand how much work went into it, how many things did go right, and they're not gonna say those things. They're not gonna say, like, oh, they're not gonna take that extra step to really look at the greatness of what you created. They're always gonna see the flaws, and sometimes that's coming from a place of, like, I want to point out the bad in order for you to improve upon it. But especially when it comes to, like, a film, like, I've worked on this film for maybe 2 years, right? From script to actually finishing post-production on it. For 2 years of my life, I've worked on this film, this story, these characters. And what I wanted to do was show it to them and celebrate that. Look, it's not perfect. It's not, but it's pretty good. Like, it's pretty good. Like, it's something where if you show it to a stranger, they'll be like, wow, this is impressive. Like, this is, like, they get sucked into the story. And if you show it to somebody, they'll be like, wow, this person has potential, right? This person who made this thing, this writer, this director, this whatever, they have potential. And so many things happen during the production and before and after, and all I wanted was for them for us to celebrate, to be like, wow, this is actually really good. Like, and I'm proud of you. But also just to genuinely like the film, to genuinely enjoy it, to think that this was a good story, and it was executed decently. But you're not going to get those reactions from everybody. You're not. You're going to have to just focus on the good reactions you do have. And so far, 1 out of 4 people have really liked it. And that's impressive. Like, if 1 out of 4 people like it, that means 25% of the population in the world likes it. Meaning, okay, let's say we have 8 billion people, that means 2 billion people might like it. That's the current ratio so far. And that's great. That's fucking good. But when you don't feel, you can, sometimes it's really hard to understand that math. And especially when it comes to like people like your family, where you really want them to be impressed, you really want them to like it, but that might not be their thing. Your family members might not be the audience that you're reaching for. It might not be, they might not like this type of story. They might not resonate with what you're trying to communicate, with what I was trying to communicate. They might not understand it, right? And, there's all these different factors of things that people will not like for a reason, for that or this or the other. And to not get discouraged. Don't be discouraged by people's opinions in that way. Focus on on the opinions that make you feel fucking amazing about what you work so hard on. For me, I worked on this film for 2 years. 2 years of my life. There were so many things that went into it. I'm not gonna get into that again. But I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate the hard work that I did to create my art and to say what I felt was needed to say in that moment. And I'm proud of myself. And when my brother, kind of went in on like, this could have been better, that could have been better, I kind of toned him out, because I've watched this thing like 100 million times. I know what could have been better, right? I know that if I made this decision, it could have elevated that, right? And if we had more time, that we could have got more shots. And if I communicated better, this could have been smoother, or would have worked in a different way. But I can't fix that now. I can only, move forward and work on the next thing and learn from my mistakes. Of course. I guess I just wanted them to say, like, good job. And to really be excited about it. And they weren't, and that hurts. But as an artist, you kind of realize that did I do my best? Did I try my best with what I knew at the time, with the resources that I had available to me? And trust me, I use a lot of my resources. I tugged on my connections. I reached out to people that I was scared to reach out to in order to make this film. And I put a decent amount of money into not only going to school, because school, you have to pay for money, but also just I put my money that I had, right, that people gave to me, and I made something the best that I could. And I don't know. I guess you get used to it. It's a callus, right? And one of my best friends, not the one that actually really, really liked it, but the one that was okay with it, I had to think about his comments, because he made some comments, and it hurt me at the time. It was the first time that I was showing somebody a pretty completed version of the film, and he didn't give the reaction again that I wanted, that validation, that joy, that excitement for the film. And so it hurt me, and I listened to him, and I kind of caved. I kind of caved into what he was saying, even because I was just feeling it, right? And I thought about it a bit more a couple days after, and I was thinking to myself, some of the things that he said, that was just him not understanding the film, right? Some parts of what he commented on that he didn't understand, that meant he didn't understand the film. And I don't know if my job is to make a film that everybody in the world can understand, that I'm not making a film that any person can really resonate to. And I felt that when it came to my other friend, who he talked so passionately about, yes, this is exactly how I feel, right? This is exactly what it is. And he really described and really tried to understand and grasp the story and why he really liked it. And so he went into specifics, right? He went into the specifics of things. And my other friend really was not doing that. He was kind of just on the surface level of, oh, this shot looks really nice. And I want to say, I hate it when people say that. I hate when people say, oh, this shot was really beautiful. I hate it when I'm showing them my film, because my film, the film is not just the shot. The shot is the film is the story, is the entire thing, right? I'm responsible for the entire thing. Other people, and they did a great job, and I don't want to put them down, but that's, I approved of a shot, and I said, yes, I love that shot, but it was not solely up to me. Like, my responsibility was the entirety of the project, was the entirety of the film. And when, for example, like my friend did, pause the film in the middle of it to just say, oh, this shot is beautiful, this shot's great, man, and to continue on, or to even just point out, oh, that shot was great. To me, it's like, well, yeah, it's a great shot, but you're paying attention to the tree and not the forest. It's the forest that matters. It's the forest of what I put my sweat, blood, and tears, and throw up, and all these things, and people who do not make films, people who do not understand that it's not the one, but it's the many, and I don't think will understand that part of art, creativity ever, unless they do it themselves. I'm not trying to say that the general audience does not matter, but I think you have to understand that if one out of 4 people that you show it to, who are your close friends, like it, if one of them like it, that means, if that ratio keeps true, 2 billion people like that shit. And most films don't get 2 billion people to watch it. Most films get maybe 1 million people to go watch and go to the theaters. And there's a whole markets of people who go to the movies, don't even like the movie that they watched, but the success is not rated on how many people liked the film. It's rated on how many people just went to buy a ticket. Right? And if you really start thinking about it in that way, like how many people not even just like the film, but actually understand and resonate with the film, that number dwindles and dwindles and dwindles. And I'm not trying to pack people into theaters, not right now, like I want to, but in this moment, with this film, all I can do is for people to enjoy the film, to have it like a fun, stressful time, and to also understand the film. And if I can even get 10 people, that's my goal, 10 people to really understand the film and really try to dig their teeth into it, and they really get it, and they become passionate about the story that I was telling, and they're like, I get that. I guess that's my goal. I suppose that's what I want. I don't know if I can get more than that. Like parallel, I'm reversing it, parallel parking kind of. And yeah, I guess that's really all I gotta say for that. Like, you can't, the expectations, the audience's reaction to your work is not derivative of the quality of your work. If you show it to people who are close to you, your family is not going to be the audience that you're creating for. Your best friends might not be the audience that you're creating for. Because you aren't your best friends. Because you aren't your family. And if you think about, you show it to 4 people and 1 person likes it, 25% of the entire world population is 2 billion people. And even then, 25, if that number even falls further, if you get 1 out of 10 people who like your thing, right, who really like it, if you think about the world, 10% of 8 billion people is, I'm pretty sure, 800 million people. 800 million people. And that's fucking amazing. That's fucking amazing. Like, people don't understand that. I don't understand that sometimes. Marketing's important, motherfuckers. It's the truth. But don't get stuck into don't focus on the negative opinions of the people around you about your work. Just focus on the ones that are positive. Because if you work towards that, you continue, you keep pushing, and yes, you take criticism, but constructive criticism, your work will only become better and better and better. But you have to know what you're working towards. You have to know what your vision is. And it's tough, it's hard, but continue doing it. Continue doing it for yourself. And if you don't know where you're going with your art, that means you're doing it for yourself. Okay, if you're drawing something and you don't really know where you're going, but you're trying to figure it out, right? Or if you're writing something and you don't really know what you're writing, but you're trying to figure it out, you're kind of just fucking hitting at it. That is you creating something for yourself. Because we never really know who we are. We really never know what we're going to try to say, or what we're trying to say. And if anyone says that they do know what they're trying to say, they don't. Even with my film, I thought that I was trying to say this thing, but it turned into this thing. And you know, you could be trying to be saying multiple fucking things, but you don't know. Like, you just don't know. You won't know. So don't be hard on yourself. Just breathe. Okay? Breathe. If you're young, if you're old, let the art guide you. Let the work guide you. There's this really great quote. I forgot who said it, but it's, don't worry, work. Don't worry, work. Life is gonna come at you. There's gonna be a lot of differences, a lot of challenges, a lot of things that you're like, damn, can I fucking do this shit? Take a second, really think about it. Really think about the layer underneath it. And if you take that approach, the same approach we take to art, about thinking about the layer underneath and what's the layer underneath, but you take it to life, you take it to your relationships, you take it to understanding who you are. That's when you really start feeling good about everything. And you become at peace with life. I hope this fucking helps somebody. I don't fucking know. It helped me.